let's begin. Let's begin. So I have my calculator as well. Boom. Hope you guys have something similar to yours, right? You guys have the newer 84, some of you guys. That's cool. Oh, dang. All right.
Thanks.
Okay. And then please, let's see. Good? Yes. If you stop me if you need to, good? Okay. So we're gonna graph from 0 to 4 pi. We're gonna have 1 plus cosine. And so kind of think about this here before you even start graphing. Cosine is going to oscillate between what two numbers?
1 and 1, but it's plus one. So 2 and
Yeah, 1 and 1, right? If you're going up to 4 pi, let's think about this here. If you're going up to 4 pi, let me go to the front. Am I recording? I'm recording, yeah. So no, I should be over here. So cosine fluctuates between 1 and -1. Everybody agreed there. And am I recording? Am I recording all? Okay. So think about where's 4 pi? What's the equivalent of 4 pi? Anybody punch in 4 pi in your calculator? What do you guys get? 12.5-ish, right? So that means if cosine is hitting a 1 at that point, that means you should be at, we're going to be at 13.5, right? So think about our sort of scaling that we're going to do, right? So think about what's going to happen at the end, especially when we're at a certain place. So I'm thinking in my graph. My graph is going to go from 0 to 4 pi along the x-axis. We good? But then what I'm doing is I'm climbing up vertically slowly. We good? And I should be around 13.5. So let's make it like 15 on our scale. We good? So jump to your calculators here, turn them on, and we're going to go to, first of all, let's go to mode. And click the mode button right over here. And then you're going to go down to make sure you are in radians because it says 4 pi, so it should be in radians. If you have like this, if it's like degrees are highlighted, go over so that the flashing thing is under radians and click ter. We good?
should I move it from a plus bi to real? Or
Oh, yes, please. Yeah. So you guys should have the same as mine, except for float. Some people have it a little different than float, but normal, float, radian, function, connected, sequential, real, and full.
what does float do?
Float means it floats the decimal place. So if you have like 25.4 and if you had a decimal place of 2 right over here, it would be 25.40. That would be 2 decimal places. Now, if you say float, it's going to go to the next non-zero number and stop there, right? So it'd be 24.4. So it floats the decimal place. Okay, we're good there with that. Let's jump to y equals. Boom. And if you have something here, you can clear it out right now. If not, then we just punch in cosine of x, close off the parenthesis, plus 1.
Can you do that?
Uh-huh. Yeah, then equals. And then clear anything out that you have there with the clear button, which is right here, right underneath the. Yep, perfect. And then put in cosine.
It's plus one, you said?
Cosine of x and then plus 1. Don't forget to close off the parenthesis after the x. No problem. Oh, yeah, sure. You guys, we could. First time using calculator right here. Here's the guy right here. That is your variable button. Notice it has an x, then t, then theta, and then n. That is based upon all the different ways your calculator can calculate or different use various functions, right? So t is for parametric equations, theta is for it's called polar coordinates, and n is called sequential. So all the different ways the graph. So the graph can graph 4 different ways in essence. Okay, you guys talk to me. Please work with the person next to you if need be, right? And then let's go with thumbs up if everybody's good where we're at. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Perfect. Okay. Now let's go to our window setting right here. Window.
Resolution.
So window setting right here. And you guys could have a whole bunch of different numbers there. We're good? Some of you guys may have a -4 in there. Some of you guys may have other stuff. I have a -62. So here's what we'll do. We want to graph from 0, right? 0 to 4 pi. And 4 pi, we just know is about 12 point something, right? So for our window on our graphing calculator, we don't want to go from 0 to 4 pi. We're going to have just a little bit more room than that. We good? So let's go like from -1. Oh, the negative button is down here. That's your negative button. That's a subtraction button. Those two are not the same thing. We good? This will operate, it'll take away stuff from numbers. This will negate numbers. So -1. And let's go out to, let's see, 4 pi. So let's go 5 pi, just a little bit more. Oh, where's the pi button now? Pi button is right here, but it's in yellow. So that means you have to
Mine like
click the second and the,
changed automatically. Like,
oh, sure. Let me,
I think life needs to. Yes.
what do you mean it changed automatically?
like as soon as I put in 5 pi,
Oh, yes. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So as soon as I click on it, it's going to go boom like that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, scales. Scales are those little tick marks that you see on the graph. So what we want to do is we want to go by pi. Every pi we want to see. Oh, actually, no, pi divided by 2. Like that. So that every 90 degrees. Okay, our y minimum. Let's see. Cosine's going to start off at 1. Is that right? So let's go down like -1. Just give a little bit more room. That's all. We just want to go a little bit more room on that. And then, see if this makes sense here. 4 pi was 12.5, is that right? If cosine is 1 at 4 pi, it's going to be 13.5. So let's go up to 15. 15 should make a nice graph. And now the question is, we're going to go from a -1 to a +15. How much should our tick marks be? By how much? By ones. One's probably good. Okay, and the x riz. What? Calculator has riz? That's cool. We'll keep it as 1. So let's go with it. And see what it looks like.
You click.
So what you guys
Doing anything.
You put enter.
Sure, yeah. So graph this little graph button right here. And enter. Weird. 1 second. Let me just check something. Did you guys get the same graph that I did?
Quite similar, except for I put it back at 1 pi instead of,
Yeah,
just to make it simple. Because I liked it better.
oh, sorry, class. Okay, so I'm confused. Okay, so real quick here. Let's take a look at it again. So
It went away. It graphs itself and then it goes away.
it goes away.
It's beautiful.
Does.
Thing. No, I did not touch it. I did it like 3 times.
Sorry, I messed up, guys. So real quick, here's the mess up. Is it wasn't x over here, it was 1. So that means its cosine is gonna go, if this is a 1, cosine is gonna go 1, and what's the maximum value for cosine? 1. So 1 plus 2 is 2, is that right? So the highest this thing is gonna hit is 2. Are we good?
What if we did it?
Sure, yeah. I messed up on you guys here real quick here. This little guy is called 1. So the maximum value for cosine is also 1, right? So that means the maximum this graph is going to be 2. Mm-hmm. Sure. Let me. Oh yeah, remember for cosine, along the unit circle, right? The highest value cosine can get is 1, and the lowest value you can get is -1, right? It circles around the unit circle. So, right. So if I go a unit circle like this, right? Cosine is 1 right here. And it's -1 over here, right? Or a graph of cosine. Remember we did a graph of cosine? Starts off at 1. That's a graph of cosine, right? The highest cosine can go is 1. The lowest this guy can go is -1. Are we good? So that means this piece right here. So now tell me here, if that is it, what's the maximum this graph is going to go? 2. What's the minimum this graph is going to go? 0. Okay, that's where I messed up. Okay, so we're going to do another one where it's going to go up the screen, but for right now, let's go back to here. Let's go back to Windows settings. And we're going to say -1 is a nice, so the minimum value for, sorry class, I'm going to just do it this way here. Let's see. It says from 0, right? Let's go 0. And let's go 4 pi. Because I want to see exactly how it's going to look like if I were to draw this. And then we'll expand out. Everybody good there? From 0 to 4 pi, that's how we're going? And we're scaling this by pi divided by 2. The y value, you want to leave a little bit of room. We good? You don't want to just like hit the top, hit the bottom. So if you know the maximum value or the min value is 0, -1's nice. We good? It leaves an extra cushion there. And so if you want to go, let's see, maximum value is going to be 2. So what do you guys want to do? Put 2, what, 3, 4, 5? What would you guys like to do?
It's like 3.
3. Let's go 3. And then x scale is going to go up by 1s. That's fine. Okay, now we're good. Oh, the y scale, yes. Y scale is going to go up by 1s. And let's see if there's a nice graph here. And it's nice. Cosine just went down.
Really excellent.
Oh, it's how much change there is. So it's going to go 0.13. It's going to calculate. 0.13 is going to calculate again. And it's fine. That should be fine still. So graph it so you guys get the same thing I did. So,
Lunch was next.
all right, real quick here. Raise your hand if you did not get the same thing I did. Cool. Okay.
It's 0.2.
We're actually better than small.
I just
Now, did you guys use your calculators last year in Algebra 2 a little bit?
calculators for sure. Not just the graph.
Just to calculate stuff, right? 4 times 3 or something.
What? My calculator's tweaking out.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go with the tweaker.
The natural one is just log. Oh, log? I remember that.
Oh, yeah. There it is. It's all the way down here, Lila. There's a weird function on Y8.
You should use.
Yeah, there's something right at the end of the calculator.
What's a curry?
Genuine
The mom's bullet. We do though.
That was weird.
My track weights were nice.
All the way on Y8, there's a weird number on there. And it was going crazy. Now you're okay. All right, class, this simple graph. Are we good? What do we got? Time-wise, we got 12 minutes. Let's go. So can we do the next one here? Now this one's a little different. Notice you have an x instead of a cosine, instead of 1. So now the question is this. Let's think about this here as we go. So if I'm going from 0 to 4 pi, we good? I want to know what the,
Whoa.
where do we go, right? Yeah, because you want to make a graph that like looks good. Yep. So that's what we calculate minimum, maximum. So let's go with it. So for my x minimum is right here. Are we good? My x maximum is right here. We're good. That's what the graph I want to see. Okay, now let's go with y, the y minimum. So if I'm looking at this graph right here, notice at this guy's going to be 0. Everybody agreed? When we just first start out. What's cosine of 0?
1.
1, that's right. So when we start this off, for my y value, my y minimum is going to be a 1. Everybody agreed there? As I approach my y max, let's see what's going to happen here. This x is going to be 4 times pi, which is 4 pi is, we just found out is 12.5. 12.5-ish, is that right? Cosine is going to be, maximum cosine is going to do is 1, right? So let's see if this makes sense. So that means this graph, by the time it gets to 4 pi, would be at 13.5. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
So
Just go up. Find the two. So
say again.
the two x's, you just in the calculator, their program is the same efficiency, and they both just kind of work at once, but in 2 different places.
There, yeah. So x is going up by 1, right? Cosine is flipping back and forth. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do on our calculator, just to give some space. Let's start off at -1 again for our y values, and then we're gonna go up to 15. So you guys can put a y minimum of -1. A y maximum of 15.
So for this equation, we put in like the x plus cosine x.
Yes, so let's change it up. So let's do it together here. So we're going to go back to here, y equals. So you can clear the clear button right here. Clear, we're going to go x plus, or you can just change the 1 to x. Oh, wow, you can make all. Yep, we can grab both. That's cool too. So x plus cosine of x, close off the parenthesis. Click enter, saves it to memory.
So hypothetically, could you graph it without saving it to memory? Like if you were to just not click enter and then click graph, it would just graph it.
I think, don't know. Try it.
It does. I do know.
And let's go with it. So Windows setting. You guys good with the Windows setting now? Windows should go from 0. That's 4 pi. I know that. Going up by pi over 2. My y minimum is -1. And I want to go up to 15. 15 will be my little cool. Because the highest is going to go 13.5. And then you want to give a little bit of a buffer. And let's go with the graph. Oh, interesting. So it's like climbing, is that right? If you were to put like a straight line straight across like this, whoa.
Is it so? That's cool.
All right, we do that. So let's see. Yeah, so it's almost like if you had a x going up like this, right? You would have had in the middle of the graph would be your x, right? And your cosine is fluctuating between 1 and -1. It's going up. Oh wait, cool.
So cool.
And add it each time. Good.
It's actually insane.
Mm-hmm. Kind of cool, huh? I think so.
So cool.
Okay. Are we good? Talk to me. Did everybody get that graph? Anybody did not get that graph?
It's like, you know, just
Okay, so what I want you guys to do on the homework.
this way.
On the homework, what you're gonna do is you're gonna graph it on your calculator, and then you're just gonna transfer that graph to a sheet of paper. We good? Oh. Oh no.
What?
Oh no. Too much work. You have to recopy the graph there onto a sheet of paper. Crazy, crazy.
So wait. So like they give you the function to graph, and then you just put it on actions. So they tell you what.
So you're gonna have to figure out that already before you even graph it on your calculator,
Okay.
right? And then you just transfer it to your account. So 0 to 15, and then you went from here to 4 pi, and then you put it in. I mean, a close sketch was all I need. All right, guys, how about this one here? Let's talk about this. If we're going from, let's change it up. I'm gonna go from 0 to 6 pi, just to change it up on you. Next is this. That's my x minimum. I'm just changing it up. That's me changing it up. X min, X max. We're good? Next is this. What is going to be my y minimum? And what's my y maximum? Anybody can figure that one out? Notice it doesn't have an x by itself, right? So it's not going up indefinitely, right? You have two trig functions that are sort of like stuck with each other. Is that right?
Just this.
So what's the highest? No, so what's the lowest sine can go? -1. Now notice there's a multiplier here. So then notice what's the lowest cosine can go? -1. What is -1 plus 1/2 times -1?
1.5.
-1.5 or -1.5. Is that right? So the lowest of this graph is going to be a -1.5. How about the highest? So this is minimum. How about maximum? What's the max cosine sine can go? Good. 1. Is that right? And this guy's going to be 1/2 because it's a multiplier out in front. What's the highest cosine can go? 1, right? So what's the highest 1 plus 1/2 times 1 can go?
1.1.
1 and 1.5, right? 1.5. Okay, so we know. So minimum is going to be -1.5. Now, just to give a little bit more room, what should be our values here? Yeah, go with that. Yeah, -2 and a +2. That looks about right. Let's see if our graph gets in there. We're good? So just leaving a little cushion. You can either go -3 to 3. That's fine. All right, I'm going to try it here. Let's see.
Sure. You know the quadratic functions, but like more than quadratic
It's C.
Whoa, quadratic functions, but more than quadratic.
stuff, and then there's like the one that goes whoop, and then like the parabolas and the quadratics, and then if it's a multiple of 2, then it has like the double
Okay, yeah, uh-huh.
on the top. It looks like that, but upside down.
Oh, interesting.
At the
Okay.
top, you know?
Uh-huh.
It looks like teeth.
Okay, so real quick, the only thing I did is instead of putting 1/2 in there, I just put 0.5. We good? So tell me if you guys are okay with that. Time. I'm going from 0 to 6 pi this time. So we're going to go. And then tell me if I'm going too fast. We good, guys? So let's go to y equals is done.
This clock is
My window. My window is going to go from 0. Now I'm going to 6 pi because that's what I want to do. So 6 times pi. Enter. Hash marks is still up pi over 2.
just not 2001.
And we're going to go up to -2. Oh, sorry, down from -2 up to +2. Are we good there? Yeah, and I'll walk around real quick here just to make sure. Raise your hand if you're stuck. Raise your hand if you already got the graph. Put it. Yep. Then raise your hand if you have a question.
I love it. It looks like teeth. Right through this way, it's like shark teeth, and then this way it looks like nothing.
You know, for the record, I also said that it looked like a quadratic function.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Don't worry. I don't worry. I didn't. I don't. What about this one?
Oh, no,
You remember when we graphed and some of them like this and some of them like this? And then the multiples of 2 and the graph.
Yep, and please help each other on it.
Megan guess me. Megan understand.
Oh, quit.
Might be rude.
Looks like some molars, is that right? Some back teeth molars.
That's good.
I'd say it was
That's a nice, perfect teeth over here.
What's that? Molar fire.
My cat.
In any of the classrooms.
I don't go now.
I feel like it.
I don't really know what that means. I just know that it works in the
Power word.
I don't know.
Because that's where I had
It's
it.
a problem.
I'm really sad. I lost it.
Okay.
Great. I'm
I
very
really
upset.
brought it. I'm gonna make it.
I know, but I don't
Well,
believe
then
in
you
it.
know, just
Child.
Then just go to window already.
Yeah, I got all that. Shit.
Okay, rest the graph, but let's see what we got. Oh, yeah.
No, I
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
All right, class, we are good to go. Okay, everybody got the teeth. Everybody got the teeth? Sweet. Okay. All right, let's go. If we have one more here, let's see. I'm going to just see. And we got this one here. So think about what we're going to do. Let's see. We're going from 0. Oh, now we got 0 to 8. So think about minimum, maximum for the y values. And we're almost out of time, so I'm going to do this kind of quickly here. So for the x min is 0. X max is 8. Now the question is, what's going to be your y minimum at 0? Don't have to be.
Maybe we'll do 5.
Cosine of 0 is 1. Yeah. So if I go to this way, if 0 comes into here, this guy's going to be 0. True, true. And if I go here, 0 times pi is still 0. Cosine of 0 is 1. So my low value is 1. Now to give a little more space, I go 0. I go -1 just to get a little more space. Good. Let's go for the max. Max, this guy's going to be. Oh, I can change the 0 to an 8. That's kind of fun. For cosine, I don't really care because I know cosine is going to fluctuate between 1 and -1s, right? So the height this guy can go is 1. Whoa.
I can bird hit the wind.
So how about y maximum be a 10? Are we good? Technically it's a 9, right? 8 plus 1 is 9. So can you guys graph this one? And we are done. Can you guys graph that one? So clear, this is going to be x plus cosine of pi x.
Okay, because
Well, I just moved the window and the y max is 2.
Good there with that. And then window is from 0 to 8. Now I'm going to go up by 1s because I want to see the 1s happening here. And minimum is -1. The top is going to be 10. I'm going to graph it. I'll help whoever needs help here because we're almost out of time. Go ahead, Garrett. Question. Okay, wavy. There it is. Just a little more wavy than last one. All right, you guys are done. Go, go, go.
I'm watching the longest part.
Well, the should
I'm watching the
Oh, yes. You told me to give me some
By 1.
on Friday. And you never put
Well, where were you?
really annoying.
Where were you, baby? Oh,
The one there.
clearly.
All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Mondays. Have a good Tuesday. See you Wednesday. You are welcome. Hold on.
She's incredibly approachable. Nothing. I'm asking random questions have nothing to do with. One I really been ignorant. This poses my next question, but I can ask you. The internet is not
20 years in.
remember the rides.
Um,
If so, what do you remember most? So I get a list of rides to go.
oh, sure. It's Space Mountain. And the one that you go, like, the Harrison Ford one, where you go into the, right, we did that recently. It's like it's a roller coaster that is based upon, it's not a Harrison Ford movie, like, this movie died. Indiana Jones, there you go, yeah, the Indiana.
That's
I think it's let's start like.
Try Space Mountain again. I knew wow when I went last. I'm like, okay. What's in my part?
Well, that's
So
true.
far,
Yeah.
I've gotten like business high school for region, which really love. I got Guardians of the Galaxy, which is Calvin Harris,
Okay,
which I was always jerking on, but not exactly. I got Rise of the Resistance, which is new.
That's it.
I got. I got Windham from the Southwest. Chelsea divided okay. She don't do anything, but it's in the room.
Right.
It's
small. It's a small world. We gotta do that. Since it's
Close.
iconic.
It's close one. It's close to refurbishments. But either way, I've gone without lately.
Oh, okay.
Girl,
How many times have you been to?
Last time I went was 2018. What?
Okay.
I don't remember. 2018, I was 8. I don't know. Maybe 11. I was kind of heavy.
Okay, so this is good fun. Yeah. We're
Actually, the things don't be I'm scared to go on.
Yes, exactly.
It's scary.
Awesome.
I'm in.
On a train with me.
I've never been on it.
Mine was okay, so I was okay, that's right. I've been there twice when I was 6. It's the submarine ride.
That traumatized me.
Yes, me too.
I've been on that autistic till I was like 13. And so we're like, I'm gonna go on the Finding Nemo submarine ride. I don't remember any of it. According to the mom, I like scream cried the entire ride. It's so loud for no reason.
Well, it was didn't listen to the captain.
It's like,
I know you're not about
I've never been on since I think I was like 5.
When the captain said there's this creature ahead, and then it kind of went up and down, and I was like,
I think I hated the whole thing.
I'm.
So
And it's
what people's favorite rides are. So let's warped into that. What's your favorite? I'm just trying to get ideas. Never been in years.
They have to be Space Mountain.
That's exactly what.
Space Mountain is so awesome.
It's loud.
Like you're in space.